Did you know that 90% of the world's millionaires invest in real estate? Well, I'm Angel with the Academy Presents Real Estate Investing Rocks, and I'm here to help you if you want to go for your piece of that pie.
I also started to really see the power of a VA in the property management side. Now, I highly recommend you not do this unless you're extremely dedicated to making it work. But like when my VA started to take, because I moved from Denver to Nashville, it was a total fun move. I didn't have to be in a certain location. And then, I'd kind of forgotten that I had rental property that I had acquired over the years in Denver. And I'm like, oh, the things I took for granted, not being able to run over there and fix a doorknob myself or do this. And I was like, but I'm kind of cheap. So I'm like, I don't want to pay a property manager 10%. But I also say that knowing their value is massive. And so for me, I was like, well, I already got a staff of VAs. Let's see if they can do it, right? So I told all my tenants, I literally told them, hey, I think I'm going out of country for a while. Your point of contact is my VA. And now they just contact the VA for anything they need. They don't even know if I'm in the country anymore, to be honest with you, unless I tell them. They're like, oh, well, I guess if I'm going to talk to Justin, I got to go to his VA. And so now my VA filters all the stuff through them to me. And then if I need to reach out, I will, if I can give them an answer and let them regurgitate it, because they talk a lot less to my VA than they talk to me. If they call me and go, Justin, my payment bounced or whatever, well, then they will then go into like 100 more things that are broke. Which isn't a problem. I want all the things fixed, but they seem to really nitpick when they're on well, Justin, the water faucet could use some more pressure. I'm like, what? But when they're on the phone with my VA, they just tell the VA what they need, and then we can kind of discern, just kind of like that middle person. So that's really when I started to realize the power of a VA too, because I was like, whoa, I'm saving a lot of money.
So the thing that we love about our property manager is that they can get things taken care of for way cheaper than if we try and get it done. So they have plumbers on their staff that they've contracted with or whatever. How do you develop those lists of people to take care of your properties if you're not on site and your manager's not on site?
Yeah, so it's all pre-established. Now, of course, I don't know a lot of your personal portfolio. Obviously, if you're doing things big multi-units, apartments, things like that, it could be a little bit more complicated. For me, in the single family world, which is where a lot of my homes reside in Northern Colorado, they're all in the same neighborhood. And so I really get very narrowed down. And so because they're all in such a close proximity to each other, before I left, I said, you're my go-to plumber. You're my go-to this, you're my go-to this, you're going to give me a great deal. And part of it was because I know so many people in the area, other investors, other real estate agents. I just said, hey, I will refer you business. Just take care of me when I call you. What I need you to do is I need you to go out to the property. I'll pay you a trip charge of $25 because my plumber, electrician, and all of them live within half a mile of my home.
Okay.
I found, and so it's kind of like a favor on the way home. Hey, could you stop by and see if this is actually a problem? I'll pay you $25. If it's not a problem, no big deal. I'll eat my $25. I appreciate you stopping by. And then then they still do the same thing. Provide me a quote if it's a problem. Let me take a look at it. And then my VA will actually call other plumbing companies, other electricians, and go, hey, here's the report. Here's what we're saying. What's the price on this? So they kind of cross-check even my trusted vendors to make sure that they're not going crazy on us.
Wow. So you're really going to benefit from this new app that we have.
Okay.
So it's about to be in beta. I think some of it's beta testing already, but basically it's a connector app.
I love it.
And our tag is that, it's real estate investing solutions in the palm of your hand.
Okay.
And so in 1.0, it's mainly going to be just like investor side.
Yep.
But in 2.0, we add in the vendors, and there's a rating system. And so that would be something really awesome for people that are using VAs that aren't on site to be able to develop those lists, because you could go through it and you could get, the ratings, you could look at all the people, and we believe that it's going to be pretty huge. So it's lorcap.app. So LORCAP.app. You ought to check it out.
I definitely will.
And right now it's on an email. So it's an email capture so that you get the information as soon as it comes out.
I love that.
But, yeah, it's going to revolutionize the way that people connect in the real estate investing space, just real estate world in general. So whether you're a plumber or you're a flipper or a wholesaler or,
Yeah.
you know, whatever piece you're taking of the pie, it's still something that could help you.
Yeah.
So,
No, I love that. I
putting
love
it
that.
out there for you.
I will 100%. My VAs are going to watch this video and they're going to go check it out for me.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. It's we're really excited about it.
I love that. I love that.
No, because it's I like to view myself as a connector. I believe you're
Okay.
a connector.
Yep.
And so for people that aren't as extroverted as
Yep.
me, it's a way to have those connections still.
Yep.
So that it's because again, I like to help people, and my husband is very introverted. So knowing
Okay.
that he could benefit from it too,
Yep.
a big deal to me, because I know that not everybody is comfortable just being out there. And so
Mm-hmm.
it was a way to help people connect without that uncomfortableness of, or that drain.
Yeah.
Because like I can be in a crowd and I get more amped up the more people there are.
Yeah. No, I agree. I love it.
He can be in a crowd and the more people there are, it's like watching a battery just lose power.
Trey. I get that because I'm both. So I totally get that depending on the day.
Yeah. So that's lorecap.app. But
Okay.
kind of get back on your company too. It's the idea of just of being able to remove yourself
Mm-hmm.
is
That's it. That
that's
should be every.
wild.
I mean, I truly believe that that should be every person's dream, whether they believe it or not. And it's not from the standpoint of not everybody wants to remove themselves to the point where they don't have control of their business, right? Like that's another fear is like, well, if I remove myself, I can't give the same service. Actually, when you remove yourself, you get to do what you love the most, right? And it's kind of like you talk about with taking the pressure off of, you teach differently when you don't have when you have more wiggle room, right? I run a business a lot differently when it's all being run by other people. And then I can look at the organization and go, I'm going to go spend my day doing this. Because when I'm in my thriving zone, whoever I'm working with, they're going to benefit way better than me stressed out 24/7 doing a certain thing.
Wow.
All
So
day.
if someone came to you
Mm-hmm.
and totally burnt out, stressed out,
Yep.
what would your first recommendation be?
Let's literally write down everything you do all day. That's it. Let's write down everything. Literally, let's just take a list of the top 20 things you do. Or let's do 20 things you do and 10 things you don't do that you don't do. A lot of things you don't do are the things that you need to be doing. But let's take a list of 20 or 30 things and let's just literally take a highlighter. And I'll do it on my computer with people all the time. That's our first call. Hey, this is red. A VA could do that. This is red. Okay, this is blue. A VA could not do that. You got to keep this, unfortunately, or fortunately, maybe you like to do it. And so we just go through that. And the goal is to get about 66% of it into the VA's category for them to go, how would your life be if all you had to do was the red stuff? And they'd go a lot better. I say, cool. Can you part with $3 to $4 an hour? The answer is no. I go, cool. I understand. You're not ready yet. Can you part with $3 to $4 an hour? Yes. Okay, cool. Let's go. Right. And so, because at the end of the day, if someone can't part with $3 to $4 an hour to get rid of 66% of their task, they're not ready. And that's okay. There's no judgment there. But whenever they are ready, then it's like, cool. Could you see what you could put into those things that are taken away from you in your time? And for some people, it doesn't mean doing more business things. It means just spending more time with their family, doing more things here. For some people, it means inputting more business things into those gaps so they can grow a bigger business. And so you can kind of, you get to pick which route you're going to go.
Wow. That's just awesome. Like I'm just kind of wrapping my head around it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that takes a lot of time to, to conceptualize. And it's like you said, until you get your first one and experience it, nothing I'll say will ever come close to the experience of what it provides.
Well, and so the person, the team that we have that heads up a lot of what goes out on social media is, it's someone in the US.
Yeah.
And it's a little scary to think that you would be hiring someone that's not in the US? And what if they don't sound like you? And
Mm-hmm.
how long does it take a VA to like pick up on your personality and be able to write like you, or do things like you would do it, or does it even matter?
Yeah, for me personally, faster, because usually when people are hiring someone in the United States, they're not full time. Now, there obviously are situations where you do hire a full time person, but when it comes to things like social media or production or things like that, usually you're just hiring them for a subset of their time because that's what they specialize in and they help other people at the same time. So if they're helping other people at the same time, and they're working 10 hours a week for you or 15 or 20, and I have a VA working 40 hours a week, literally with me 24/7. Like, you don't even know this on my other screen right here. My VAs are actually all listening in. So they've heard everything I've said. They've actually already pulled up the app, so I can see your app website in the background here. They actually have full control behind your head of my computer. They're listening in on Zoom. And because they're doing that, they internalize how I speak, how I communicate with you way faster than someone that I am just primarily doing. Like, if you could see, if I could turn my camera around, I have two big screens up here and I can see every single one of my VAs live. I can see what they're working on. So one picture shows me their face, their actual like Zoom like this with their background. And then right next to their face, it actually shows me their computer screen. So I can see exactly what they're working on any given moment. It also shows me all of the hours that they've worked for the day. So it'll show, hey, Alan's on lunch, Shireen 6.5 hours into her 8-hour shift. It makes sure that I can make sure that they're not overworking, right? Because some of my VAs will work 12 hours if I let them. So I'm like, hey, Shireen, you need to go home for the day. Like, go be with your family, right? And it allows me to really integrate into their life because, like, Alan's kids are in her lap right now. I can see her two babies hanging out with her while she's doing interviews. And so what's cool about that is I can really jump in and I can conversate with them. And we do that using Zoom breakouts. If you've never used Zoom breakouts, it's really cool. It's a feature on Zoom where you can break people into different rooms and be able to see, what they're doing.
I am stunned right now.
It's a new world. It's a new world.
Wow.
I'm more connected to my VAs than any past employee, even that sat right next to me in the office, just because of the way technology can be leveraged now.
Yeah, wow.
It's a new world, and it's where my passion has come, because not many people would think that you could just have your entire team sitting here on computer screens, and it's fun. It's super fun. Like the other day. Like the other day we just had fun. Like, it was like 3 p.m. and I looked at everybody's calendars because I can see all their calendars, and I'm like, no one's got anything right now. We're gonna take the time off, and we played what's the game? It's the really crazy card game that everybody plays, Cards Against Humanity. We played online Cards Against Humanity with all my VAs, and we could do that virtually, and it felt like I had friends over.
So I'm sitting here. The thing that got me is I'm looking at your app right now, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, when we get off of this, I'm gonna have to email it to him so that he can have the link. And no, it's already done.
It's already there. Yeah, it's definitely when you find the right people and the right systems. I mean, like, I have I'll give you another example. Whenever I walk out of the house, I always have my headphones in. People think I'm listening to music. It's actually my team is just on a 24/7 Zoom call with me. I actually usually have it on mute, but all I have to do is click my headphone button and go off of mute, and all my VAs are sitting in a Zoom room together. And as soon as I go off mute, I can go, hey guys, I'm out and about driving right now, but would you mind sending off a contract to so-and-so? They just texted me that they need one. Cool. Now it's done like that, rather than, because they're just used to being in that virtual environment. So if you've never used Zoom personal meeting rooms, that's a game changer for virtual leverage, meeting, all of the above.
Mind blown.
No.
Absolute mind blown.
And that's the way I was when I got my first VA. I mean, it took me a long time to realize it. And I was like, whoa, it's a whole new world. I kind of call it the top 1% secret. It's the top 1% secret that they don't really tell you. I mean, the 4-hour work week is basically the blueprint to everything. But that was the secret that people didn't tell people enough about. So
yeah, so I talk a lot, and like I can't even think of words to really say right now. I'm just
I love it. My challenge to people is leverage your business. It doesn't even have to be a VA. It could be a real person assistant sit next to you. Find a way to leverage things in your life, get your time back. Because at the end of the day, we're in business to get our time back, build wealth, and spend it with our families or what we enjoy doing.
like, yeah. Oh my gosh. So I've always thought I was pretty good at leveraging. I focus, and this is another one of my things, is I really focus on my superpower. Well, what's my superpower? Talking and connecting and just being around people and in groups and being that energy source. And that's my thing. And so I feel like I'm pretty good at leveraging, but you made me feel like I'm a baby at it.
Well, and for me, I was always a baby at it. I mean, it was until I figured out how to get multiple VAs, right? Getting the first VA, getting the second one, getting the third one. And that's where it really started to change, because you can do really crazy things when you have more than one as well. So, I mean, that obviously helps them niche down too.
I am blown away. Absolutely blown away.
I love it. I love it. My job is to come in and make people think hard. If their brain doesn't hurt a little bit, I haven't fulfilled my mission in life.
Yeah, so actually what I'm thinking, my 12-year-old is like, she's super smart.
Yeah.
And one of the things she has done is she works to figure out how to get around firewalls that we set up to protect her, and that the school is set up to protect her. So what did she do? She found a like middle school, high school coder site.
Yeah, like a proxy. Yeah.
And made friends with the coders so that they could help her hack through firewalls.
I love it. Sounds like me.
And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I could hire a VA to watch her freaking computer screen and keep her safe.
Let me help you with that. There's even a better app. I mean, if you want me to, I'm not sure how you record these, but I can show you something super cool if you want me to share my screen with you.
Absolutely.
Cool. Let me share my screen with you here.
I may give control, but let me make sure you probably have it. Oh no, you're good. Okay.
You're good. All right. So you'll see my screen here. Cool. So this is a software we use. So you'll see a whole bunch of my VAs on here. So this is a time tracking software that we actually tell people to put on their kids' computers right now, especially since they're all working from home. So like I can go see Akis. I can see what she's doing. So it will give me her hours throughout the day. So I can see she was working on some social media things this morning. It gives me her activity levels. So these little charts here show me how active her mouse was on her screen. I can see what she's doing. So she's taking signups. She messages a few thousand people per day for me, just having conversations. And so I can really track what my team's doing. So I can see each day of the week, 8 hours, 7:43, 8. And then it will also give me all the URLs that they've been on during the day. So I can kind of see what they're up to. Like I have no clue why she's on Pinterest in the Philippines, but not a big deal. It's only 5% of her time. And so I can go in here and I can track what they're doing during the day and see exactly what they're doing. Like I bet Jonathan's one of my head recruiters. So he's in initial interviews all day. So he should be on the phone with a lot of people. So he's going through here, screening people. So just at any given moment during the day, I can go and see exactly what someone's doing on my team without even having to ask them.
That is wild. So,
crazy. So you can put that on your daughter's computer and watch her 24/7.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I can because it's a school issue computer, but that's wild.
Yeah. It's super cool. Super cool.
Wow. Screenshot monitor.
Screenshotmonitor.com. Yep.
Oh, that is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
fun stuff.
You're like the living, breathing 4-hour work week.
That's the goal. And then never perfect, but that's the end goal for sure.
Wow. I'm just so impressed. I mean, wow.
I appreciate it.
That's wow.
I appreciate it. So I really appreciate you letting me jump on today with you. It's a real honor and privilege.
Oh, no, I, you know, I feel like I learn so much from the people that come on,
Yep.
and it's just super neat.
I agree. That's why I started my podcast. I'll have to have you on mine sometime too. It would be awesome to, be able to pick your brain more on what you're up to as well.
Yeah, wow, I'm just like amazed. But I think too, like, so I have other friends that have VA companies, and
Mm-hmm.
reading the 4 Hour Work Week
Yep.
has made me think about it differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like listening to them, I was like, wow, that'd be really cool. I could have somebody pay my bills.
Yeah.
And then the next guy that I talked to, I was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. I could have somebody help run my household employees. Because
Yeah.
I've got, like, well, having a special needs child, we
Yep.
have 5
Of
nannies.
course. Yep.
We've got someone that cleans the house. And I mean, like, I manage all
Yeah.
that. And it's
Yeah.
time consuming.
It is. It
And
is.
so then I was like, well, I could have somebody manage the household employees. And now I'm listening to you and looking at that, like the screenshot monitor, and hearing that you got somebody to pull up the app already, that you're looking at it on
Yeah.
the screen. And I'm just like, the
Yeah.
possibilities are endless.
It's it's an addiction. So I gotta be careful too. If not, I'll have 30 VAs working for me at any given moment.
That's wow.
Yeah, super fun, super fun.
And then it really would. It would become like a game. Like, what else can I create
What
that I
else
don't?
can I leverage? Yeah, that's how things like my fridge and etc. got leveraged, because I was like, well, what else can I get leverage? Let's figure it out.
Wow. And the idea of being able to help people that maybe
Mm-hmm.
you don't trust as much or know as well, but then to have somebody else monitor them.
Exactly, exactly. With little concern.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, so then you trust your team a lot.
I mean, I do, but there's nothing that they can ever do to mess anything up, right? Like even when they pay my bills, they have limits on all the cards. I give them all employee cards. They have limits on what they can spend on them. And so I always have all these presets that they can never hurt me. I mean, there's literally nothing that my VAs could do to hurt me. I mean, at all. They don't have access to the things that could hurt me. They have access to do everything they need to do, but they don't have access to anything that could detrimentally hurt my business ever. They could literally say, F the world on my Facebook page. That's fine. It's not going to make my business go down. I'll just go, hey, someone hacked us, right? Like there's all these things and safety measures put into place to where nothing they could do could hurt my business.
Well, and employee cards, like, I would have never thought of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just put them in my name. They all get their own card, and it's got like a $200 limit on it. So sure, someone could steal $200 from me, but the reason I put a $200 limit is because I'm willing to lose that, because that person, after they steal it, would not be with me anymore. I tell them on their onboarding, you could steal $200 from me, go ahead, but you won't have a job. So you lost $600 a month. Not great. You got $200. Fantastic. Oh, and by the way, I won't pay you for this week. So we're even.
Wow.
So yeah. Absolutely.
That is, you just keep blowing my mind. It's like, holy night.
Well, I will send you a document with the top 50 things that you can share with whoever you want to, of the things we have our VAs do for us.
Absolutely. That would be awesome.
I will definitely send that to you. So,
Yeah. No, mind blown.
well, I appreciate it. Well, it was, like I said, it was a true honor to be on here with you today. And, yeah, and I mean, there's just so many cool things. Like I have a meeting here in a few minutes, and I can see my VAs already. Like it's crazy. They're already putting up the bios of my next guest that I'm talking to behind the screen here. So like I can already start to see, like, they're going to prep me for when I jump off here in a minute with you, that they're already prepping me for my next conversation. So like, I don't even know who that person is, who I'm meeting with next. I actually have a sales call. Someone's wanting a VA, and I already see her face. Her name's Tracy, Tracy Burchillo, and they already have her production, her real estate sales volume. It's all just floating behind the screens here. So that way I can, maximize my time and not have to scramble.
Holy crap.
So they're good. They're good. I love them. And they're listening. I love them.
I mean, my God, to have somebody like to have someone that could have helped me through my tech issues, or
Yeah.
someone that could have like been like, well, I know you're trying to get all this done. We've already sent the Zoom link. You don't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
These are the highlights of what this person does. We already created the ad for the event because I wasn't able to do that. And
Absolutely.
oh my Lord.
Yep. I love it. I love it.
Oh,
Well, let's stay connected, and yeah, you and I need to mastermind. So we will definitely do that more often.
Holy night. Yeah. You have a meeting. I have to let you go. My mind is blown.
I love it. I love it. Well, if you ever need a part 2, more than happy to come back on any given time. And like I said, I really enjoy you being on our podcast as well. So my team will get you an invite to that right away.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. This has been amazing. Absolutely. I swear these things keep getting better and better.
Good. I love it. I love it. Well, I really appreciate you letting me on here today. I hate to run on you here, but I appreciate your time, and I love it. I love it. So,
right. Well, thank you for being with us today, guys. For those of you that are watching and listening, we'll see you next time.